Welcome. This is the lecture covering the balance of neurochemistry aiding in physical and mental health and vice versa. Basically, how feeding your body right supports your brain, and feeding your brain right supports your body too. For more information, check out my other videos. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to talk about something that sits at the very heart of mental health: balance. Not balance in the sense of posture or coordination, but balance inside the brain, the delicate equilibrium of chemicals, hormones, and electrical signals that shape how we think, feel, and act. The book Balance and the Brain explores why this equilibrium matters, how it becomes disrupted, and how we can restore it naturally. My goal today is to make these ideas clear and practical so we can see how science translates directly into everyday well-being. Let's start with the core thesis. Mental health isn't just about psychology, it's about chemistry. Every emotion, thought, and behavior arises from interactions among neurotransmitters, hormones, and neural circuits. When these systems are balanced, we feel calm, focused, and resilient. When they're out of balance, we experience anxiety, depression, impulsivity, or fatigue. The author's central message is simple but powerful. Mental health is the product of neurochemical harmony. Therapy, medication, and lifestyle changes all work toward the same goal: restoring equilibrium. The book begins by explaining why balance matters. The brain is a dynamic system, constantly adjusting chemical levels to maintain stability. Neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA act as messengers, carrying signals between neurons. Hormones like cortisol and melatonin regulate energy and rest. When these substances interact smoothly, the brain operates like a well-tuned orchestra. But when one instrument plays too loudly, say, excess cortisol from chronic stress, the harmony breaks down. The result is emotional turbulence. Balance is the conductor that keeps the music of the mind in sync. Next, the author introduces the driving narrative: how imbalance develops. Stress, trauma, poor sleep, and unhealthy habits can all distort neurochemical rhythms. For example, prolonged stress floods the body with cortisol, which suppresses serotonin and dopamine. This leads to anxiety and low mood. Similarly, sleep deprivation disrupts melatonin and GABA, making it harder to relax. The book emphasizes that imbalance isn't a moral failure or weakness, it's a physiological state. Understanding that helps remove stigma and opens the door to effective recovery. The second part of the book dives into the chemistry of balance. Here we meet the key players. Serotonin, the stabilizer, promotes calm and contentment. Dopamine, the motivator, drives reward and focus. Norepinephrine, the energizer, supports alertness and attention. GABA, the relaxer, quiets overactive circuits. Glutamate, the activator, fuels learning and memory. Each of these chemicals must stay within a healthy range. Too little serotonin leads to depression. Too much dopamine can cause impulsivity. The author compares this to cooking. The right proportions make a nourishing meal, while imbalance spoils the recipe. Then we move to neuropeptides and hormones, the body's long-range messengers. Oxytocin and vasopressin regulate social bonding and stress. BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, supports neuron growth and repair. Cortisol manages stress response, while melatonin governs sleep cycles. Sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone influence mood and motivation. The author shows how these systems interact. When one shifts, others compensate. For example, chronic stress lowers BDNF, reducing the brain's ability to heal. Restoring balance means addressing the whole network, not just one molecule. The book's most practical section explores how to achieve balance naturally. It highlights 5 pillars. Nutrition, amino acids, vitamins, and minerals are the building blocks of neurotransmitters. A balanced diet supports chemical stability. Sleep, Deep rest allows the brain to reset hormone levels and clear metabolic waste. Movement. Exercise increases serotonin and dopamine, improving mood and focus. Connection. Social interaction boosts oxytocin and reduces cortisol. Mindfulness. Calm attention activates the prefrontal cortex, regulating emotional circuits. These aren't quick fixes, they're daily practices that gradually recalibrate the brain's chemistry. The author also discusses modern challenges to balance. Technology overload, chronic stress, and social isolation all strain the nervous system. Constant stimulation keeps dopamine high and GABA low, leading to restlessness and burnout. The book encourages intentional pauses, time away from screens, time in nature, time for reflection. These moments allow the brain to restore equilibrium. Balance isn't passive, it's an active process of tuning in and adjusting. One of the most insightful ideas is neurochemical individuality. Each person's balance point is unique. What calms one person may energize another. Genetics, environment, and experience shape our chemical profiles. The author urges therapists and individuals to approach mental health as personalized chemistry, not one size fits all. This perspective fosters compassion and precision. We stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What does my brain need to rebalance?" The book concludes with a vision of mental health as equilibrium. Recovery isn't about eliminating symptoms, it's about restoring flow. When neurotransmitters, hormones, and emotions move in harmony, we experience clarity, resilience, and peace. Balance doesn't mean perfection, it means adaptability. The brain's strength lies in its ability to recalibrate, to find stability amid change. The author's message is hopeful. Even after years of imbalance, the brain can heal when given the right conditions. So, as we close today's lecture, remember this: mental health is chemistry in motion. Every thought, every feeling, every breath participates in the dance of balance. When we nourish the body, calm the mind, and connect with others, we help the brain find its rhythm again. Balance in the brain reminds us that healing isn't a mystery. It's a natural process of returning to equilibrium, one moment, one molecule, one breath at a time.